Online submission of declarations of beneficial ownership of trusts. 1. How to register an account as a trustee on Tubor. In terms of law, trustees are required to register the beneficial ownership information of trusts under their administration. In order to establish the criteria for reporting of beneficial ownership information of trusts, trustees may refer to the FAQs, which are available on the MFSA website, www.mfsa.mt. The registered beneficial ownership information of trusts is accessible, at differing levels, to various competent authorities and subject persons, as defined in the Prevention of Money Laundering and Funding of Terrorism regulations. An online portal for this register can be found at tubor.mfsa.mt. Trustees may input and submit declarations of beneficial ownership of trusts through this portal by registering for an account. It is important that in the case of a body corporate trustee, the account is set up in the name of one of the directors of the trustee, as the account holder will also appear as one of the 2 signatories on every declaration of beneficial ownership submitted. The applicant should use a business address and not a personal email address. The email address and password are to be used for subsequent logins. Password sharing is completely unacceptable, and registered users are expected to protect their login details. Make sure that you select Trustee as applicant type and insert the name of the trustee you are representing. The relevant declarations included in the registration screen must also be accepted by the user by ticking the relevant fields in order to proceed with registering for an account. Upon clicking on Register, you will receive a notification at the email address provided upon registration to verify the said email address. Follow the prompts on screen to enable the 2-factor authentication method and proceed to log in. Two, how to request access for an additional director of a body corporate trustee as a user on Tubor. In the case of a body corporate trustee, up to 3 users may have access to the same trustee account. The said users must be the directors of the body corporate trustee, as the logged-in user will always appear as one of the signatories on the declarations of beneficial ownership being submitted. When registering an additional user account, make sure that the trustee ID is provided in order for you to be granted access to the same declarations log as the other directors. To obtain the trustee ID, reference may be made to the automated email notification, which the original user obtained following the successful registration of his or her account. In the event that this email cannot be found, the original user may obtain it by logging into their existing account on Tubor. Once logged in, the user is to click on their username on the landing page to find the trustee ID. When setting up the new account, the second user is to click on the option stating that they already have a trustee ID. After doing so, they are to input the trustee ID obtained from the original user. After doing so, the user is to proceed to set up their account accordingly. It is important to note that access is not immediate, as the user request must first be verified, processed, and approved by the authority. In the event that no representative of the trustee is able to access the primary account, and they do not have access to the initial email confirming the trustee ID, the user is requested to reach out to the authority for assistance. 3. How to submit declarations of beneficial ownership information of trusts. Once you have successfully logged in, if you would like to submit a declaration of beneficial ownership, click on Submit Declaration. Start completing the form by filling in the relevant details for each relevant party to the trust relationship by following the instructions contained therein for each section. There is no limitation on the number of entries which may be added for each party to the trust relationship. Simply click on Add Body Corporate Settler or Add Individual Settler, for example. In the case of individuals who are deceased at the time of completion of the form, kindly insert the month and year of death, the name, surname, date of birth, and nationality. All other fields are automatically indicated as being not applicable. At the bottom of the declaration, you will be prompted to confirm that the notification of the appointment or change was made within the timeframe stipulated by law by selecting a response from the drop-down list. If you select No from the drop-down list, you must also ensure that the reason behind the late notification is included in the field below. Further guidance on the information required to be included in the form for each beneficial owner may be found in the FAQs, which are available on the MFSA's website. The next step is to download the completed form in PDF by clicking on Download as PDF. This must be printed and signed by the trustee. In the case of a body corporate trustee, the form must be signed by 2 directors of the body corporate trustee. Proceed by selecting the Submit icon. In the case of a body corporate trustee, you will be prompted to upload a scanned copy of the identification document of the second director, as well as the soft copy of the signed declaration of beneficial ownership. Once uploaded, proceed by clicking Submit. Prior to submitting the declaration form, please check its contents attentively to ensure that all details have been provided accurately and in full. The signatories of the form will assume full responsibility of its contents. The signed declaration of beneficial ownership must also be submitted to the authority in hard copy, if the soft copy was signed in wet ink. Forms signed through qualified electronic signatures are also accepted by the authority and do not need to be submitted in hard copy. Once a declaration of beneficial ownership has been submitted, one can easily monitor the status of the form in the section called Declaration Logs. By clicking on View Full Declaration, you will be able to view the data in the form that it will appear to competent authorities carrying out searches on Tubor. By clicking on View Uploaded Documents, you will be able to view the signed PDF form of the declaration, indicating the signatories on the form, and in the case of a body corporate trustee, the details of the second director, and the scanned copy of the identification document pertaining to the said second signatory can also be viewed. By clicking on Download PDF, this will allow you to download the form in PDF format for your records. By clicking on the Bin icon, the MFSA will receive a notification of a request to delete the relevant form, and you will be prompted to provide additional documentation as necessary. For further details about Tubor, you may click on the About link, which also includes a link to the FAQs issued by the MFSA. Should you have any additional questions or require any further assistance in relation to the register, you may contact MFSA staff members on Trusts BO Register at mfsa.mt.